The government is not looking for issues. The government was never involved with the eviction. And it goes back to what I said. Given the fact that we have a very high illiteracy rate in our country, some of us who are privileged to acquire some level of education, we have that duty to provide, to enlighten our community, our people. So you see, for example, the government say we're not involved in the case. So it's your word for the government. The government say we're not involved. But why is the government now cautioning the people to stay away from the private property? But was the government involved in the first place? How many of you here cover the judiciary, you know how court proceedings are? When the court, the way our system of government is organized by the Constitution, there are 3 branches. If you understand how the judiciary works, the judiciary doesn't have enforcement power. The executive enforces the law. And you, Mr. Journalist, should know that. So when the court issues an eviction order, who's supposed to enforce it? Like the private party? Because the way you ask the question would mean that there were other way around it, and the government chose otherwise. But of course, in a place where the court issue ruling and say you have to evict the place, you are served notice, and you say you can move, you call meeting 4 o'clock on the same day that you should be evicted, and the government should sit back 4 hands, and the private party cannot be repossessed of the property, and the court mandate cannot be enforced. That is the message that you're sending by asking that question. So it's wrong. There was no other way around it but for the government to enforce what was mandated by the court. And the government did that. So the government was not involved. Now, why did I decide to caution the folks who went there chanting battle cry, and drawing public attention to what they were doing there? It's because it is a private property. This place has just been a subject of a tense legal battle that lasted for over how many years? The court ruled since 2016. I'm sure, Mr. General, you don't know this. The court ruled since 2016. To even have this private party repossess that property was a legal issue. And so the man, just got a place a few days ago, and you still go there and you chant the battle cry. It's an act of provocation. So should the government sit back when an altercation ensues between those who are political party people and the private individual, and something else happen before the government come in? So all I'm doing is just to caution them that it's a private property and trespassing is a crime. Maybe they didn't know that it's a private property. Maybe they didn't know that there was a crime in this country called trespassing. So I'm only informing them to desist. And I show the advice that we're rendering to them will be taking good faith.